for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. I hope you're having a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. Let's get to it. What is the hot topic that's going on YouTube or Instagram? Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. Thank you for all your love and support.
So don't forget to like, to comment, but be kind, and also turn on the notification bell. If you don't want to leave a comment, that's fine. Leave a thumbs up, a heart, any and everything helps with the algorithm. So we've been doing a recap review in regards to what Carlos King and his guest has to say about the Kardashians. It's saying, Kardashians, the truth behind Kim and Courtney. In my first video, I might play this one first. This might be episode 1, and then I'll do episode 2. The reason why I'm doing the episodes in regards to how people portray and how they look at Kim and Courtney and what's really going on behind the scenes, because I don't think the Kardashians think people are smart. Even in regards to the Tristan story, why bring him on? Why use him as a storyline? And he cheated on your sister, but he's nice to you. There's always some underlined when we look at it, okay? Kim utilizing the Dolce thing to kind of take away from Courtney when Dolce should have just went with Courtney. But Kim used her alleged boards and everything to, further what she needed. So the girls are a trip. It just shows so much toxic, unhealthy relationships. Kim hanging out with Tristan. KHLOE hanging out with Scott. Kim hanging out with Scott. Did KYLIE really know Travis Scott before KYLIE dated Scott? Did KENDALL hang out with Travis Scott before KYLIE dated Travis Scott? So there's so much intertangled mess that many people don't see, and it's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And then I showed you guys the picture in regards to Kanye, Timothy, Kid Cudi, and Pete Davis. And 3 men in that picture dated someone. Them dating Kanye's friends is interesting in itself. And it probably has him shaking his head. So let's get to the rest of it in regards to Courtney and how she is handling everything.
It was just flirty dates and watching the fireworks together and holding hands and such, because adults who are rich who go to fireworks don't have sex ever. That's not a thing, right? Shanna says BS. She said, we had mutual friends who was watching y'all together. My friends took your phone and sent me screenshots of all your text messages, so I read the entire exchange. Y'all were smashing, and that's when my marriage failed. And the reason why Shanna even got pulled in is because Alabama, Kentucky, what's the girl's name? The daughter who wants to be like, because she's
Alabama.
There we go. Tennessee did a screenshot of her conversation with her mama and posted it on Instagram and forgot to black out the part that says, me and your daddy broke up because he was in love with Kim, right? So she's telling her children, our family is broken up because of his obsession with Kim Kardashian. And the mental giant that she is, she posted this on Instagram and didn't black out that part. So when I tell you the receipts are having babies at this point, I can't get sued. I'm just reading.
No, honey, at the end of the day, what you're talking about are things in a book and backed up by an interview of these people saying this out loud and in a book. So, listen, allegedly, you and Shayna believe...
And Alabama and Travis. Yes, we're all of one accord. Yes, all 4 of us out of meeting.
So allegedly, you do believe that Kim and Travis smashed.
I believe that something non-platonic happened. This is me using my journalistic integrity. I believe something more than platonic and perhaps less than a relationship happened. And emotional cheating is still cheating, by the way. So I don't want to act like unless somebody puts the plug in the socket, it doesn't count as cheating. I do believe emotional cheating is cheating. And Shayna's saying that my marriage didn't work because he was obsessed with Kim, and Travis is saying I couldn't stop thinking about Kim during my marriage. So they actually agree on this. They agree on this. And this is the gag, right? Somebody said what's happening with Travis and Courtney and Kim is like if you really want Chipotle, but you settle for Taco Bell. Somebody wrote that in the comments. I want to give them their credit. I didn't make it up. I just work here, Carlos. I just work here. And so you're going to eat it. You might not want it, but you're going to eat it. It's still a taco, right? And so when Courtney herself is telling their love story, she's talking about how it's the pandemic. She's hanging out with this man every single day, and he's not making a move. Every single day. She's in his face looking like 33% of his dream girl, and he's not making no moves of her. And she said that they went to a movie day.
So allegedly, Travis Barker is so in tune trying to be with Kim that finally Courtney got him to fall in love with her. So I was always wondering why they're always so kissy kissy, huggy huggy, showing so much affection towards each other. It's almost like, are you trying to convince us? Are you trying to make someone jealous? Let's continue.
And you know what? She said, screw it. And she made the first move and she tongue kissed him and jumped on him. A man who was willing to move to Calabasas and wait for Ray J to slip up just to have a chance couldn't even kiss you while you were in his face for the pandemic when he had nowhere else to go. Anybody who knows how men work, something is fishy. Something is fishy there. Courtney's the one who approached Travis. It wasn't the other way around. Her own words.
Courtney said out of her own mouth that she's the one who approached Travis.
He was too shy to make a move. He wasn't shy when he was buying real estate in Calabasas, but he was too shy to make a move on you during a pandemic where he's locked down and can't go nowhere. So she said, screw it, and she made the first move and kissed him. And that's how they got together. And I will say this too, a lot of times we all know this. What happens when two people who don't like you get together? What happens when two friends who can't stand you start hanging out? They bond over their mutual hatred of you. They bond over that. So the man she rejected for 15 years and the sister who's mad about only being 33% of the winning team are now tongue kissing. What do you think's gonna happen? So when you were like, why is Courtney, I say this nicely. Why is she being violent? Why is she being so mad? Why is she saying I hate you? What if I don't like you too? I hate you. It's because she's lying down next to the man who she secretly believes probably chose her as a second choice.
Oh my Lord, gee. So okay, something. Oprah calls it aha moment, and I feel like I'm having that right now.
Oh, I love that.
The second choice. Yeah. There's something about Kim Kardashian being a part of this family, and at the end of the day, and I have 9 siblings, so I know all about like what it's like to be among siblings, and certain people are rated a certain way. I know all about that very, very well. To your point, there is something interesting about Courtney always feeling second fiddle to Kim in terms of, listen, Courtney's not a bad looking girl at all. She's a beautiful woman. She is the oldest, right? Kim has always been considered the pretty sister. That's just, listen, guys, let's have a real conversation. The public, social media, magazines, they always consider Kim the prettier sister and Courtney to be second. Mm-hmm. The Kardashians were successful as a reality show, as we said earlier, because of Courtney and Scott's real life issues. But at the end of the day, Kim would get invited to the Playboy Mansion to do talk shows by herself, and Kim ran that show and became the face of the Kardashians. So once again, Courtney giving a lot of reality was still second fiddle. Everything Courtney has probably witnessed as this show has happened, she's always second to Kim. And now, to be in a marriage to where you have to...
Commercial, hold on. So they're going to continue to talk about the differences between Kim and Courtney.
husband's book where he talks about the sister who's always winning, how he was obsessed with her, how he was dating Paris Hilton, but he could not keep his eyes off of the girl who did her closet, how he took her out on dates. They watched fireworks together. He wrote how his then wife had a problem with his obsession over Kim. So to know that all of this has been happening, I now may understand why it went from, like you said, I don't like you, Kim, because you're just whatever, to, wait a second, you literally said, I hate you and you're a witch. And when she said a witch, I never understood why that, because I thought you swapped the W with the B and call her what you want to call her. The witch thing is interesting is because Courtney has been studying spirituality and all these things. And I'm going someplace with this, guys. Her calling Kim a witch, to me, is deep, because what she's saying is everything you've done to get famous hasn't been natural. It hasn't.
But see, everybody keeps questioning the legality, the truths of stuff, behind the scenes stuff, how they copy people to get more famous. If something is working, they're copying people. And then when they put out the show and people are like, that's not what are you talking about? You filmed this 4 months ago and you're trying to make it seem like it's 8 months ago. You're talking about the Beyonce thing, but you just went to the Beyonce concert 3 weeks ago and you're trying to make it seem like it's on the show. It's not making no sense. They keep getting called out.
Been God given. This is what I'm thinking Courtney's alleging. And she feels like you get everything handed to you. You get all these opportunities. You must be a witch. You must be doing some voodoo or something to sustain the success you have. And that's why Courtney, who said this on camera, I don't like hanging out with you all. I feel like Courtney looks at this Kardashian world the way Rob Kardashian looked at it, which is why he exits stage left and then never coming back. I think Courtney hates what this has become, and the only reason Courtney, who hates her sister, she said it, who doesn't like to be around her family, she said it, she hates the show, she said it, the only reason she's doing the show is because she is the only thing that keeps her relevant, because at the end of the day, without the show, no one's checking for pooch. Or the
nobody. She's trying to be the broke man's Gwyneth Paltrow, but it's not working, right? And so, to your point, it is unnatural to be the firstborn and always the second choice. And another first that we didn't talk about is Travis wrote in the book as well, Kim is the first woman I ever wanted to properly court in my entire life. Not even his wife.
What?
Kim is, he's like, his exact words were, it's weird. He used the word weird. It's weird that in my entire life, she's the first woman I've ever wanted to properly court. I'm not used to being a gentleman like this. And this was after he was already married.
Married to Shayna?
Yeah, this is after the marriage. Kim was still his first. So I need you,
Wow.
honey. And
okay.
You know what's so wild about this is the fact that, like, so Kim has cast a spell according to Courtney, and Courtney's mad. My thing is, you just mentioned something beautiful. Rob didn't like it, he left. Kylie didn't like it, she left. To me, my issue isn't her resentment. I understand her resentment. My issue is her trying to take a kill shot from inside the house. When we're talking about the external public, Kris Jenner's the most scary person, right? But when we're talking about inside the house, the most dangerous person inside the house of the empire is Courtney. Because everybody else, when they don't like what's happening, they just leave. Courtney wants to burn it down on her way out.
Oh my gosh. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. You guys don't understand. This is the stuff that I could talk about for weeks. Wait a second. Are you saying that allegedly Courtney is on the show and staying on the show because she wants to burn the fucking house down?
She's Carrie from that movie. She wants to burn it down on her way out. She does not want it to exist after she leaves. The other siblings just left. She wants to burn it down. And what's the best way to burn down a popular person? By attacking the way they're perceived by their adoring public. Oh, honey, this is chess, not checkers.
Okay. Because this is the one thing that I always thought was interesting. If you watch the premiere of the Kardashians on Hulu, they keep talking about how they watch the edit. I watch the edit. We have editing control. We can take out what we want to take out. We can keep in what we want to keep in. Which, by the way, Kris Jenner, that's powerful.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like to be able to say, I don't like that, take it out. And they have no choice but to do it. I always thought it was interesting, like, why are y'all keeping some of the stuff in that really does paint Kim to be this, like you said, this narcissist, and to keep in some of these things y'all are saying about each other. And I always felt with Courtney, like, just leave the show. You got the money. Because you keep saying, I don't care about the money. And if that's the case, then leave the show. But it would make sense if she's saying, no, I'm going to expose who this family is and ruin their reputation so that when this show goes away, it's going away because of me. So what's interesting is Kourtney Kardashian may be the Ronan Farrow of Calabasas.
Absolutely. She's trying to burn it from the inside. She's the most dangerous person in that room while pretending to be the victim. And that's why I called BS into that video. I watch Game of Thrones way too much to fall for this. Yeah, no. She's not innocent. She's not innocent at all. And people are like, oh my God, poor Courtney. I'm like, poor Courtney. She's the scariest one in that bitch. Are you serious?
But I get why Courtney is saying, look how you shaded me. Look what's going on. Look at you're not happy for me. But the biggest thing is they're all doing it to each other. Kim, Tristan, Kim, KHLOE, Tristan, KYLIE, Kendall, Travis Scott. Kanye don't fool with none of them. Kanye don't want to be friends with the other girls. Once he walked away, he walked away.
For who? She's brilliant, but she's playing stupid. And the sad part is Travis recently did a podcast where he talked about how much he hates KHLOE and Kim for ganging up on Courtney. Courtney's entire existence was ganging up on her sister for the first 3 seasons. The thing that she did for the first several seasons, he's now saying, I can't believe 2 sisters are ganging up against another one. Did you miss Courtney and KHLOE take Miami? Like, did you miss all the offshoots? Like, that was their entire brand, was making fun of Kim. And the funny thing is, the only person in the Kardashian family who's ever snapped and gotten violent on camera is Courtney.
YouTube is the new home of NFL Sunday.
But there's been several, because you had the Courtney and the food god, whatever, Jonathan, and then you have, where's Jonathan? Why isn't Jonathan cool with Courtney and Kim anymore? That's the question too. But then you have Kim and KHLOE fighting.
Slap the hell out of the food god.
Courtney and Kim fighting.
About 1,600 years ago, when he said, what do you do other than pop babies and cash checks? I'm just curious, because Kim works 27 hours a day. Like, and that's the thing about Kim. She's a narcissist. She's narcissistic. I don't call her narcissist. She's narcissistic, but she's a workhorse.
She is.
And I'd rather have somebody who's narcissistic and a workhorse than somebody running their mouth who's lazy.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe.